Okay, let me repeat these steps again. You need to copy this for 6 import classes into test application main Java, right? After that, then you need to have these methods, these 2 methods for security purposes. You need to copy these methods into your main, right? So this is for recording purposes. I'm copying here. You don't need to repeat it again. Okay, these 2 has to be copied. Once you're all successfully run the server, okay, then we will move on to the front end. All of you open your Visual Studio Code. So Visual Studio Code, did you all download? So all of you open the Visual Studio Code, it will be like this.
Yes, sir, downloaded. Install.
Okay, all of you open your Visual Studio Code. So all of you opened it. So the purpose of Visual Studio, now we are onto front end. So where we will write our React and HTML code. So that we have now completed the server part and database. The front end will send the now connect to the server, send the request, so that you can actually the end-to-end application of small port will be completed, where it will fetch the list of all students and display it in the browser, right? So this training is basically learn by doing training. It's not a theoretical training which we have done it earlier, which was not helping. So all of you are not doing it. So now the strategy is learn by doing it. So you do it along with me so that you will at least understand what is actually going on. Right. So all of you opened your Visual Studio Code.
Yes, sir.
Onkar, Prashant.
Yes, sir, open.
Kavya. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Then what you have to do is you have to go to view and then say click on terminal. Right. All of you have to go to the view and click on terminal. Did you all do that?
Yes.
Okay. So what did you see there?
The screen is split to two.
Did you
Bottom
get the
has
prompt like this? Did you get the
bottom has
prompt like this?
comment prompt to the bottom.
Okay. So then what you have to do is go to your Windows Explorer, open the Windows Explorer. So where you will let us create a folder called under D drive, you create a folder called React. So where all the front end applications, we are going to put it in this React folder. And the D drive, create a folder called React, R-E-A-C-T-C. You all see this? Create a folder called React. So where all your front end applications will be kept in this folder. So all of you created this React folder.
Yes.
Okay. Then come back to your this thing here. So what you have to do is do enter. So does it show D drive to you here in the view terminal? In the Visual Studio Code, does it show D drive to you? Otherwise, what you have to do is cd, enter the command cd :react. Enter that. All of you enter this command cd :react. React is the folder you have created, right? All of you have done that?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So then next, we will be creating a React template application. For that, you need to write this command has to be executed at this folder. So I'll copy it here in the WhatsApp. Take this command. So execute this command. Right? So copy and paste this npx create React app, paste React dash students. Enter that command at React folder. So it takes a few minutes. So all of you run this command. So enter this command and click on enter. Okay, is it successfully done, this command? Omkar, Kavya
No, sir, still running.
is still running. Okay.
Still,
Kavya?
sir. Still running, sir.
Okay.
Sir, can you repeat what is NPX?
Yeah, the npm is basically node. We see we have downloaded Node server. All right. So it is Node project extension, basically Node project. So Node server projects are all called NP. So N is Node project extension commands. NPX is Node project manager. Okay, so the create React app. So that is the one, that is the command which will be used to create the template of React application. React is the front-end JavaScript framework. React is front-end JavaScript framework. Plain HTML is a static one, right? In the front end, you will have the plain HTML. What is, how many of you know HTML? If you do not know HTML, just go to Java T point and learn what is HTML. So HTML is basically all the pages in the browser, what you see, they're all HTML. So HTML has text boxes, text area. You all probably has experiences. Text boxes, drop-down boxes, check boxes, radio buttons, right? So these are all the one we used for the presenting to the data and collecting the data. And presenting the data will be done using called tables. They're all tag based. HTML is tag based. Table is one tag, TR is another tag, HTML, these are all the tag based. Right? While doing that, let me just quickly show you what is HTML. So if you go to javatpoint.com and look for HTML, so there is, you will see here. So these are all the various. There is a form. So whatever the data that you are entering, so you will use called form tag. So this is the tag base like this. This is the beginning tag and these are all the ending tag. This is the input is text box. This is text area. This is a label, right? This is a drop down list. Okay, these are all the buttons. Okay, so these are all the various input and output fields so that HTML will allow us to do, basically this is for presenting the data and so collecting the data. So that is the purpose of HTML, but the plain HTML is a static one. So that way you need to mix it with the JavaScript, where JavaScript will allow you to have the dynamic data. What is dynamic data? The data that comes from the database. So or the data that you collected from the user, you have to send it to the server. Right? So that is called the dynamic part. Or the data list of students that are there in the database, you need to bring it to the front end and display it. That's a dynamic data. So the HTML plus JavaScript combination, that is called the front end. So and React is a JavaScript framework. So I think that's the reason if I talk theory and then you try to understand it is taking a long time. That's why you will understand as you keep doing it, you will understand all these concepts. At the same time, will you have the practical exposure. Okay. Right. So now is the application is created. Is it done?
Yes, sir. Done.
Okay. So then what you have to do is then you have to do CD. So React students. Go to the folder. So you will say CD React students. Go to the folder CD React students. Then you have to install something called Axios. Axios is another library which will help the browser to connect to the server. So now we have a server, right? We have a server and the browser. So you need to join them together. That is where it is the Axios. Axios helps you in connecting browser to the server. So we have to install Axios. So all of you go to this React student folder and run npm install Axios. Right? This command and enter it. Run that command. Enter npm install Axios. So once you complete this command, then let me know.
Done, sir.
Okay. After you do that, then you enter the command called code space dot and then enter. Then it will open the a separate editor page for you to edit and add the code for your React application. So page will come like this. Code space dot. Enter that. Did you all do that? So did the page, did it open a separate window like this? So let me know after you do that. So did it open, Prashant, everyone?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So then you will see here on the Explorer side, you will see a file called app.js. Did you find app.js? So you will see a file called app.js.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So then what you do is copy this code into your app.js. Okay. Copy this code, your app.js. You all done that? Did you add this code in the app.js? Bhavya, Prashant?
Done.
Done. Okay, then see, yesterday we have given a database as student1. Remember, in the student model, what is the table we wanted? Student1. So if you go to your database server, it will have created student1 table would have got created. So now we need to add some data, right? So execute, go to your database MySQL workbench and enter some data like this. Do you have those commands, remember? Or let me just give you this command. Right? So add some data. Go to your workbench and enter these insert statements. So where you will enter the couple of records in the database. And then do select star from student1 in your workbench to make sure that you have at least 1 or 2 records in your table. So you are all able to insert couple of records. Go to your workbench and execute this command so that you will have couple of records. Once you do that, then we will run the front-end server, which will connect to the database, to the backend server. We go to the database, it will fetch these records and display it in the browser. So which will complete our simple Java full stack application. Then we will go through each of these end to end to actually understand what each of these. So first we are doing it, then understanding it. Then probably it will try to help you to understand it faster. So let me know after you complete adding 2 records.
Yes, sir. Done, sir.
Done, right? Okay, now let's go to the Visual Studio Code. Okay. So here we're going to run it. So how do we run it? There's a command called npm start. So enter this command npm start. Right? This command you have to enter. So before that, is server must be started. So how do you, is your server started? Make sure that your server is started. If not, so you have to go here, right click on first his server has to be started. Right click here, run as Java application. Right? You start your server. Right? Then come here and then say npm start. So it will start the front end server, which will connect to the backend server and fetch the two students data from the database and display it in the browser. So it will automatically bring up the browser and you see it displays the two students data like this. Did it happen for any of you? Kavya, Omkar, Prashant, probably your server is not done. I guess so. You're not ready. Omkar and Kavya, is it working for you?
My system is slow, sir.
Okay. But it's still running npm command.
Yes, sir.
Okay, Sudhir.
Yes, sir.
Is it still running?
Yes, sir.
Okay, Soumya. Prashant, complete your server setup and all, everything. Okay, by tomorrow.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. It is showing.
Is it showing? Wonderful.
Yes.
What about you, Kavya?
It is still unworking, sir.
Okay. Anyone else? Sudhir? Naveen?
Hello.
Yeah.
Sir, what is the difference between API and server?
API.
Yes.
API is application programming interface. Okay. So which helps you in connecting to the server.
Okay.
So how do you connect to the server? You need to send a command, right?
Yes, sir.
API helps you. API is the one that in the API, if you look at it, there is a URL. That is the command that you are sending it to the server. Server receives the command, processes it. That is what is called the API. Okay. Anyway, we will go through each of them. So we will have a walkthrough of this application end to end. After that, we will do a similar applications 2 or 3 times. Then you will get a hang of it. Then we will start adding, create, update, delete, and all that stuff. Okay. So you need to do at least 2 or 3 different similar kind of application to get a full hang of end to end of front end, back end, and server. So anyone else successfully run?
Yes, sir.
Is it run, Kavya?
Yes, sir.
Is it showing list of students?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, great. So tomorrow onwards, we will start explaining. Now, see, if you look at it, we have built the complete end-to-end application. Front end, server, database, they're all connected. So now the database, data is there in the database. So, and then the front end, you are sending a command to the server. Server is going to the database, fetching the data and giving it to the browser, which is displaying the data. So now see how this entire mechanism is happening and how these things are all internal things we will discuss step by step. Okay. So that we will do it from tomorrow. All right. Good night, everyone.
Thank you, sir.
Bye.
Thank you, sir.
Bye. Good night.